Hey
So
guys, my
you're a
name is
dork, Neil.
yes, I'm Dork. Hopefully
I
you guys are too.
I appreciate you being a dork. I am a self-proclaimed dork. How about that?
Yes, this is a meeting of Dorkaholics Anonymous. So we
Yes.
actually, except that we're blowing the anonymous part because I'm
Right.
John Cryer, you're Donald
I'm
Faison,
Donald
and we're on a
Faison.
show called Extended Family. But it's very, very freeing being a dork because being a dork is fun and easy, actually.
Well,
It
if
is
you're
easy
a
stuff.
dork, it is. If you're not a dork, it's hard to be a dork.
Pretending to be a dork.
You're just a poser if you're not really a dork.
It's like one of these guys doesn't belong here, it sounds.
No, everybody belongs.
Yes. Come on, but yeah,
Come on, don't
the
kick John
closest thing
Cryer
to a
out like that.
non-dork. Who's the closest of the three of us? Who's the closest thing to a non-dork?
I'm
Gotta
gonna
be
say
Donald
Neil.
Faison
I'm gonna
because he's
say Neil.
charismatic.
I'm gonna say Neil.
And we're gonna say Neil. Okay, because we don't know Neil yet. I'm sure
I
you
don't
will,
know.
Neil. Show your dorkiness.
Neil,
I'm looking forward to it.
recite the first 5 lines from Star Wars episode. No, just kidding. Let's see how much of a dork you really are,
New Hope.
Neil.
New Hope. Let's.
I mean, I was gonna kick things off and say, John, you are iconic as Lex Luthor. So to see you play
Dork point number one. Good job.
yeah.
But thank you. That's very kind of you to say. What was your question going to be that I interrupted?
Yes, my dorky question was going to be, how has that transition been for you to go from Lex Luthor to being dad, divorced dad, trying to figure
Divorced
things out
dad.
with his kids?
Lex I could not turn that down. When they first, it was wild because I had gotten all these weird cryptic messages from a friend of mine in New York, texting me saying some people are going to be contacting you with an interesting request. I was like, okay, why do you have to give me warning? I can just listen to the request, you know. And I was in a memorial service for a friend of mine who'd passed away, and my phone just keeps blowing up. And it was a memorial service for a friend of mine from the theater. And unfortunately, whenever there's a memorial service for somebody in the theater, it lasts for hours because all the actors have to do their monologues. So the thing went for almost, it was like at the 3 hour mark, I was like, okay, I'm going to answer my phone now. So I got, and it was the producers of Supergirl offering me the part of Lex Luthor. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because I had done Superman 4, obviously back in 1987, 86, something like that. And that was, that Superman movie was kind of it was totally the end
That
of the
was the
Christopher
end
Reeve
of it all. Yeah.
of Christopher Reeve Superman. And I was sad. I was always sad about that. I was always sad that was the final chapter because that movie, was kind of a mess. So getting a chance to do Lex was this opportunity that there was no way that I was going to turn that down. And I love that the Supergirl producers decided to go with kind of the comic book Lex to let me have something new to do. So that was just an honor to be a part of, and to be a part of the end of the Arrowverse with the Crisis crossover. That was really that meant a lot to me because I had because my Superman 4 experience was not what I had hoped it would be. But having done that, it's like you're at peace with it, and I'm sad that the Arrowverse went away. There's a lot of great shows. But the divorced dad, I was that for a while. I'm married now, but and I did it for 12 years on Two and a Half Men. So it was, there's a lot of meat on that bone. So I felt very comfortable coming back to it.
Thank you for that, John. And for Donald, who I have to prove my dork card to, I grew up on Scrubs, and
You just
my
proving that
favorite.
you hate old people. That's all you're doing. You're like, I don't like old people. I grew up on your shit. You old ass motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
No problem. My favorite memory of you as Turk is Guy Love. I would sing that all throughout high school. I don't know why. I would just
Wow.
bust into song. This was Glee before Glee.
Do you have did you have a JD to your Turk or your Turk to your JD? Did you have a buddy to sing that song with?
I would randomly sing with random friends that said they watch Scrubs, and only one friend would sing with me. He's like, "I got you. I know this." I'm like,
So some of these people were like, I watch Scrubs. No, you don't. Because if you did, you'd know. Let's face the facts about me and you. We'll stop that. We'll stop that.
how's it for you to join the show? Just because you're part of sitcom, like you're a sitcom legend, and now you're on prime time again, extended family, playing in a way John McCrire's nemesis, and he's like the ultimate nemesis is Lex Luthor.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought I'd be back on primetime television again. I thought that ship had sailed. I thought Scrubs was my shot at it, and what a great run. 9 years is a long time. But to come back and to be able to do it with someone like John Cryer is pretty amazing. I too loved his turn as Lex Luthor, and I tell him this all the time. It's very few people that played him the way the comic book has portrayed him. Everybody's played him kind of the Gene Hackman version of him, and that makes it so much. So for me to come to set and to be able to geek out or dork out with another dork really, really makes it so that my job is not a job. It's an escape from my wife and kids. The thing is,
but it's funny because we do have the same set of references, mostly science fiction movies. At one point, they've given Donald this ridiculous monologue that was like a list, and memorizing lists is the bane of actors because it's just a list. It's just a bunch of things, one after the other, and it's a nightmare. And it was driving Donald to distraction in front of the audience trying to remember all this stuff. And I just leaned over and I went, "Stay on target." and but it's a nice shorthand.
Yeah, it's a great shorthand. Yeah, you know what? Those references are great shorthand. You're absolutely right, John.
I think we're running out of time, but thank you so much for sharing this morning with me, guys. It sounds like you guys have built a lot of comedic rapport, so I'm excited to share extended family with the world and see that they get to enjoy you guys as these new roles.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Hopefully people, that are your age tune in as much as they possibly can. We need more dorks.
Yes, these old school sitcoms they're timeless for a reason. There's a reason Friends is still great. There's a reason Seinfeld is still great. There's a reason I Love Lucy is still great. There's a something about playing in front of an audience, is always gonna resonate with people. So I hope people tune in.
They will, John. They will. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donald.